Hi everyone, welcome to Kats Creations live on Sunday night, where it is Sunday, August the 15th of the year 2021. So for those of you that are going to join us on YouTube later, you can, you'll know that this was from a Facebook recorded earlier today. So if YouTubers, because I always get asked this question, how can I find you live? Super easy. Fridays, I'm at 5 p.m. Pacific, and Sundays, 6 p.m. Pacific, and then you can do the math for your Central and Eastern time zones. Today we're going to be making a scarecrow face wreath. We're going to finally pop that denim blue burlap mesh. That's going to be our entire base. Sign is a 12-inch sign from Jane's Front Door Decor. I didn't get you the materials list, so
that's okay.
Stu's going to kind of wing it, but I can tell you guys where everything came from. I believe most of the materials, let me see, like the ribbons, Craft Outlet, Hobby Lobby, I'll go over these with you as we're putting it together, but the sign, Jane's Front Door Decor, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and wire up a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. So we are using the beige pipe cleaner method. If you like this design, by the time you're finished and you want to go ahead and find this tutorial super simple, just click the share button. It'll share it to your page. And then also, if you want to be notified when we go live, and let me put a little disclaimer in there. I don't know what happens to notifications sometimes. Facebook's constantly changing things. So the only thing that I can do is make sure that you guys know how to turn them on, and then just kind of be up to date. Like if I hear of anything different, like how they're changing the notifications works. Right now it's like and follow on your favorite page. And then when you're on an actual video, if you tap the video, upper right hand corner, 3 buttons, it opens up another menu and you have the option to turn live notifications on or off. Now, I don't know how that works, or like why are some people notified and others aren't. I don't know. We don't have control of that when we set up these business pages or do Facebook Lives. That's just, you know, we're kind of at the same mercy you guys are. So let us know if this is your first time joining us. I'd like to welcome you, and hopefully you'll love this design. 14-inch Dollar Tree frame. I've done the first 5 sections. We're going to do the last one together, which is just take your pipe cleaner and you're going to go right in the middle of the weld marks, which are these things on the side, and you're going to wire together the 2 innermost rings. This way it just creates stability for your pipe cleaners. They generally won't move around as much as if you just did it on one. So it just kind of helps you to kind of keep things in place. And then we're going to do 2 on the outside 2 rings using our center pipe cleaner and a weld mark to kind of find a middle ground. This one will give you 12 to the outside, 6 to the inside. Because our sign is a 12-inch sign, the 6 inside, as I'm adding the Deco mesh to it, I'm going to be removing the 6 to kind of speed us along. We are using this denim blue. It's my favorite fabric mesh from Craft Outlet, so you can pick that up there. We're going to use the Cruffle method, and these are cut to 25-inch pieces with a rotary cutter. 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I do is about 1 inch in, I go ahead and roll up 5 times on each side, because where it will fray is on the cut edges. So the finished edges, which is here and here, we don't have any issue with. It's the cut side. So I'm taking the finished edges and placing those to the inside. And then we're going to go ahead and tighten our pipe cleaner down and then give it a couple twists and then remove this.
Thank you, Linda. Linda said the football wreath looks fantastic.
We finally finished it. Oh my.
I totally agree.
Yes.
I said love the blue.
It was crazy.
Chad said I love the scarecrow. He's pretty cute.
Yeah, I've had him for a couple of years. I think Jane still makes them, but I was like, every time I would get ready to make him, I would change my mind on like what I wanted to do. Like, do I want to make him like you see the Scarecrow space wreaths, you know, with all the frayed jute. But as you can tell, he's got a background, so that doesn't exactly work with this design. So I thought, well, let's keep him rustic. Let's go with a nice fabric mesh, which this is, and that'll help pop that blue background a bit.
Pam said, love the sign. Where did you get it from?
Jane's Front Door Decor.
Jane's Front Door Decor, yep. Mayra said, I have that ribbon. I've been wondering what to do with it.
What ribbon?
Which ribbon?
The Scarecrow
Scarecrow?
face ribbon?
Yeah.
It's hard because it's kind of like a different color blue, but because there's two different color blues in this, it kind of pairs really well together.
Thank you, Linda. She said, Kat, your creativity is fantastic. You're definitely using your gift to enrich others.
Well, thank you for that. Sometimes I feel like it's dried up.
That football was very challenging for Kat.
Kat was gonna cry. It was just really challenging because I always want to make sure I'm turning out a really good quality product, and anything that's substandard, in my opinion, just is not gonna go on my shop. So I had to make sure it was a design that I was happy with, even though it was time consuming to make it. I think in the end, it turned out really well. Okay. 2, 3, 4. And we'll take this one off. Check that in. So yes, if you want to know how to make the football wreath, you can join the private group. The tutorials always are available to all group members. I just need to pin that to the top, which I need to do once we finish. But then you also get the entire library, which is from 2018. I've yet to count all the videos that are in there. A lot. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're just gonna always make sure we're pulling that curl towards you. And I think this will be a nice rustic base. We're finishing off with the last of the, adding the pops of blue to fall. I think I have 2 more to make, but I'm going to save those more towards the end of the month. It's just a trending fall color this year. A lot of the ribbon manufacturers and the sign vendors are kind of playing to that blue.
Yeah, probably more likely. She said, since it's a 12-inch sign, are you going to cut the inside pipe cleaners out?
Yes, I have. Yeah. I've already started.
Yep.
Yeah. Always. So I'm doing that as we go along. And then, hopefully we should speed along. This is absolutely my favorite color fabric mesh to work with. It makes for a really nice beach wreath too. I just gotta make a mental note to myself not to do that to the outside, because we're gonna be adding some embellishments that need that to go in. Because sometimes you have the idea in your head, and then because you get into a pattern of behavior, like a habit, you forget, and then you just start cutting. But in this case, we're going to keep it. I'm going to move this off to the side just so I can scoot this over a bit. Halfway done. think we got so caught up in the fall wreath, like I was telling Steve, we were getting ready to go live. I'm like, oh wow, I don't even have the frame done, which is a first. See what happens when you get off of your routine? Like you follow it all the way through. Yeah, because I think I had thought about maybe adding some sunflowers to this one. Maybe. I don't know. Didn't pull those down.
The 10-inch mesh, I think you have at
25.
25 inches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, 25.
Yep.
You could go up to 30. But I had already had 9 of these already pre-cut because it was supposed to go in yesterday's design, but then we changed the color last minute from a light blue and a creamy orange to darker blue and dark orange. Changes happening all the time. Here. I need to get back to either Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I need to get more pumpkins. We have like blown through all the pumpkins pretty quick this year. So for the design that I have for tomorrow, I need pumpkins. Could they be white? No, they need to be orange. Are you just watching comments, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, you guys are so quiet.
Well, I said, hi, your hair looks really cute today. You just pulled it up.
Yeah, I pulled it up because we're having a really high humidity day today. And then dealing with the football wreath, it was just like, oh. And I can't get in to see my hair person until the end of the month, which is like, you just need to cut most of this off so that I can just be back to.
That's a good question, Mariah. Since you're not using the beige Deco mesh, do we need to cut more Deco mesh?
No, I cut them all.
Okay. Yeah.
I actually did that.
So it's going to take about a roll and a half. Less than a roll and a half.
Yeah. Oh no, I already did that. I knew I was going to do it all blue. So I cut the blue. And I cut all my ribbon. That's kind of where I stopped. And then I got sidetracked with figuring out how the football wreath was gonna work.
Thank you, Christine. Says, I enjoyed watching all your lives. All times colors are beautiful. Nancy, probably something to PM her on the side. Said, Kat, have you done an autism wreath? Yes, you have. I'm doing a custom order and having a hard time with embellishments. Do you have any suggestions?
Flex tubing. You could, because they're different textures.
Yeah. PM her in the private group or PM her, right?
I'm trying to think of what else I would add. Just because they're primary colors. It just depends on what direction you're going. But yeah, I would go with a whole bunch of different textures, colors, bright colors.
Hi Delia, she said, hey Kat, Steve, I just finished watching the football replay. I might try it. There's the finished product on the door right behind Kat.
Yeah, it's like we couldn't even finish it, the private group. I had a quarter of it started when we started it because I had torn it apart so many times. I'm like, not happy with this, not happy with how it's going. So yeah, but it's finished and I'm happy with the way it looks. So that makes a wreath maker extraordinarily happy.
Marina said puzzle pieces. Yeah, that's true. You can do puzzle pieces.
They're just, it's hard when you're doing an embellishment because what kind of puzzle pieces do you use?
Barbara, these Deco mesh pieces are cut to 25 inches. Deborah also said, Kat, your hair looks beautiful.
Oh, thanks. I was like, we just threw it up right in the middle of that live. I'm like, oh, we need a hair clip. Yeah. Because we're trying really hard to combat the humidity inside our house. It just is, it's trending too high because it's so high outside. Most people are like, we want the humidity on the inside so that you don't do the static, you know, walking across the carpet and shocking everybody. So you usually boil water. Like, how do you get rid of the humidity inside your house? If you don't,
yeah, that's a good one. She said you can use scatters and fillers if you have colors.
Oh yeah, scatters and fillers definitely. If you have the blue, the red, and the yellow. Try looking at Amazon, or here's another option. Go to Pinterest and just type in autism wreath and then look and see what other people have done. Those always give me ideas because sometimes, you know, sometimes you might look at something and think, well, like puzzle pieces, would that really look good? But maybe finding somebody who has and seeing, do you like it?
Deborah, that blue mesh, I believe it's from Craft Outlet.
It is from Craft.
It's called a denim blue, I believe.
Yes.
Craft or mesh.
It's just denim blue.
Burlap mesh.
Burlap mesh. Okay. So, note to Kat, don't cut the outside ones yet. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and embellish the outside with all of our ribbons. So that we're getting that all set up. So we have the 2.5 with all the scarecrow faces, which kind of plays into that. And then we're also doing this mustard yellow color because it goes really nice together, especially with blue. These are all cut to 14-inch pieces. And we're just going to lay them in on top of this. Just make sure our faces, well, it's a little hard because you can't, your faces, no matter which way you try to get them going in the same direction, one's going to go up, one's going to be upside down, one side, just the way you place them. And just keep going. So all the 6 have been removed, so we're just putting these on the outside 12. And I'm going to put the scarecrow on top of the yellow, if they're close enough to touch. It's kind of what I want seen. And our glue gun is on. This one is kind of like, if you think of the fall colors, this one's a little bit more into the summer side because it's got the mustard yellow, not so much orange, red, brown. So this would be like early fall. Okay. What do you guys think of the colors so far? Did I do good pick?
A lot of guys are already giving compliments on the sign and the Deco mesh. Looking really good together.
Thank you. Yeah, if you look within the context of this bow, the the ribbons that are on some of the scarecrows or that are this color darker blue, which is kind of where we felt that needed to go.
Dennis, I love the color. The mustard yellow was gorgeous.
Isn't that weird? I totally forgot that I even had mustard yellow in a 2.5 inch.
And it looks good.
Right?
Mustard yellow is a hard color to match.
Like, yeah, this is more like spicy brown mustard, not the yellow mustard.
Yeah, like Gouldens.
Exactly. Okay, and then we're going to come back in and add 1.5 inch ribbon to the top, and we're going to do that in the half bows on this design. So as soon as we finish these up, so the mustard yellow is from Craft Outlet, and so is the Scarecrow. So both of these are, you used to be able to find them at Craft Outlet. I don't know if they're still available. Hopefully they are. Okay, now on here, we are going to add in this really gorgeous, it's almost like, I see it as like a wheat kind of pattern, and this is from Hobby Lobby. It's in their fall seasonal section. And then we're gonna do this orange, mustard yellow, and the denim blue in the diagonal plaid, and this came from Craft Outlet as well. These are all 18-inch pieces. And we're gonna take the wheat, and this is going on top of our scarecrow. So sometimes I just get so into making, I don't go back into teaching. Okay, half bows. These are 18-inch pieces. You bring the tails together. You go up about 2 inches from the top. Pinch those in. These are going right inside the pipe cleaner. And you're gonna have to right side one of the tails. And then you're gonna open up the loop, and you're still going to see the pipe cleaner part just in the wave, but they basically become like 3D awareness ribbon. So this is in the yellow. Open. What do you think we should embellish it though with? What would you guys embellish this with? Let me get your suggestions.
Don said you think the colors pop. Thank you, Don.
Three, four. Oop. I'm liking this Hobby Lobby wheat colored ribbon. It's really thick, so it really holds its shape well. Let's see what suggestions the group comes up with for embellishments for this.
Jill, the sign is from Jane's Front Door Decor on Etsy. Krista, yeah, I zoomed in.
Okay.
Cheryl, good answer. She said Raffia. Krista said Raffia.
Okay. Raffia, like all over? Raffia, like just little bits and pieces?
Delia said sunflower and leaves.
See, I'm thinking sunflowers too.
Pam said I would put some raffia in as well. Barbara said, yeah, how about sunflowers? Gail said raffia.
Gail?
Gail.
Gail.
You don't have a sunflower, huh? You need me to go.
Yeah, and in there in the I would try looking in the fall basket of florals. I'm trying to think, where would I put sunflowers? Usually I keep the mums pine cones and berries and all that fun stuff. Did you guys hear Hobby Lobby put their Christmas on 40% off now? So that's a really good thing. So if you've been eyeing some really nice ribbon, now it's 40% off, which is a really good deal. Because most of Hobby Lobby's ribbon is 30-foot lengths, but always double check it just to make sure. Actually, all their Christmas, I believe. It's also a good time to stock up on your evergreen forms. Not those. They're a little too big.
I mean,
yeah, I knew I had those. Here probably some really big pumpkins. I'm like, those are a little too big. They're like this.
No, we only got something in
No?
there. Yeah.
What about, what was that?
Leaves.
Leaves. The leaves have pollen. Or so. They almost need to be baby sunflowers. Because I think most of the ones I have are bigger. For like the centerpiece arrangement. Or things that would go in a vase or vase. Yes, I covered where the ribbon came from. And then we're going to pop some oranges into our bow because that's what's in both the Scarecrow 2.5 inch print and also in the diagonal plaid. I haven't yet figured out. Like I know normally I cut off all my tails, so it's odd to have pipe cleaners still there. 2 more to go. Oh, you found some stuff. Ooh, I like the wheat and the corn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just set that back. I totally forgot I had those. I actually bought those at the beginning of summer. Yeah, I like those. Those are great. Those will work. I think we're gonna add corn, believe it or not, because he's a scarecrow. Oh, I like those leaves a lot better.
Yeah, where do you find Scarecrow?
Huh?
Cornfields.
Well, not always in the cornfields. Most of the time he's in a cornfield. But just because there's sunflowers all in the ribbon and on there.
Thank you, Daphne. She said Sam's Christmas ribbon is out.
I know, I gotta get over there. I told Steve I'm going tomorrow, along with going to,
So Kat can correct me. The 2.5 inch ribbon is cut to 14 inches.
all the 2.5 inch.
And the 1.5 inch are probably cut to 18 inches.
Yes. So we're gonna add some raffia to the wheat color part. So this is why I was saving the rest of my pipe cleaners for this. And the goal is to try to get them even. Even amounts. So we'll add these into that mustard color. Kind of like that is where we're going. That's the look we're headed for. Put another piece. There we go. So just sometimes we have stragglers. Which, now that I'm here and adding my raffia, I can actually remove my pipe cleaners from this so that they don't get in the way. Since we're done. I just wasn't sure which side of the ribbons I wanted to add those to, but I think the mustard color makes them stand out a bit more. pieces. Forgot this one. We can open those. What do you guys think? Do you think that that made a really good addition?
Anna said you could use a little blackbird. Krista said little birds.
You know, it's funny, I was telling Steve, I have a little black crow, but I think he's just a tad too big for this design. He's just a little bigger than I would want. But yeah, I definitely agree. Little crow. You probably could have added pieces of cotton. Would be cute. Like a cotton pick. Because I like denim blue with cotton. It's very farmhouse. To do the blue ones as I get to them. This one came out pretty short. There we go. I like to make it thick enough you can see it. And that makes it, I think that works because the corn is orange and yellow. It's like Indian corn color. So I think that'll look good with the blue and orange. He's a little short. Of course, you brought me wheat too, which is fun. Because we can pop that in there too. You need a wheat field or a corn field. Okay, and this is the last of our raffia. Pipe cleaner. What do you guys think so far?
Probably said the blue match pops with the yellow ribbon. Love it.
Right, blue and yellow, good colors to pick from. Thank the Lord, there's a trash can right here. Okay, let's build our bow for this. So we are going to pop that yellow down first, then with our scarecrow face, we're gonna come back in with, can we kind of match these? I'm like, which color do I want to lead with? I think I'm gonna be like that. I think that's how I'm gonna do it, maybe. Maybe I'll separate those like that. Okay, I'm good with that. Okay, so then that, then this. So we're gonna start with dovetailing our ends, which is bring your wired edges together. You're going to cut from the fold down to the point, and then that gives you a really nice dovetail edge. We're doing 10-inch loops, and I'm going to use my bow dabber because I've had it out from before. So you're going to twist and then put it in. Then you're going to bring your ribbon around and do another twist and place the twist part in your bow dabber, and then measure the length of your loops. Like this one's a little too big. I want them at 5.5 inches. We're going to do that on the opposite side. A little bit bigger. You just slide that right where it needs to be. Okay, and then out 10 inches. If you make sure that your twist is what goes in the bow dabber, then it should keep all your layers together nice. I saw a red pin. Where did it go? Did it fall? No. That's interesting. Oh, here it is. Done. Okay. Scarecrow. This one, we're gonna do 9.5 inch for the tail. So that means we're starting with the scarecrows facing with us, so twist it, put the twist in, flip your ribbon around, measure about 5 inches. Just always double check all your measurements. We'll do the same thing, which is about 2 faces. It's about 5 inches for the loop. And then back it out to 9.5. Yeah, on this one you could have used jute flex tubing in the natural, or blue would have been nice, or both of them together. And now we're going to use this white raised stitching. This is 1.5 inches. It came from Kringle Designs, which is Kringle with the K, like Kris Kringle, designs.us. And this is going to be 9 inches. We're going to twist and do the exact same thing with 4.5 inch loops. Right there. This reminds me of pumpkin pie. It's the perfect color for pumpkin. 9 inches right here. There's my cap. Do you guys have any questions at all? Okay, we're going with the solid orange, and this is from Kringle as well. Most of my solids are from them because I prefer to get them in 50 or 100 yard spools when they're available.
Kathy, the sign is from Jane's Front Door Decor on Etsy. Laura, she just did that football in her private group, and yes, there's a video on most of it. So if you want to join the private group, Kat can talk about that more.
Yeah, so we put that, we just finished that today in the private group. So in my private group, we're doing 8 designs every month. So we're basically getting our shops ready for the holidays, getting everything stockpiled in there, fall, Halloween, every day. So you get what is that? 8 tutorials, $17 a month.
Mm-hmm.
But it also gets you discounts from companies like Jane's Front Door Decor. You also get it from Kringle Designs.
I just pinned
The link.
the link here.
Yeah. So you can just go click on Cats Creations private group on the website. Okay. So we're gonna finish with the fall. This one's gonna be 8 inches. The orange was 8.5 inch tail and 4.5 inch loop. It's the same as the one right below it. This one is 8 inch tail with a 4 inch loop. A little bit longer. Always measuring. And 8 inches. So Craft Outlet and then Hobby Lobby were the ribbons for these. And then the last one, the wheat, or the wheat looking ribbon. It's Hobby Lobby, and this will be 7.5 inch length for the tails and 3.5 inch for the loop. This one's just really thick. The nice thing is that it's gonna hold its shape really well. Back it out. And I made sure I cut all my tails because we didn't, I think it was yesterday, I didn't cut the final tail because I was trying to hold all the 7 ribbon in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're gonna prep our pipe cleaner and get it bent in our U shape so that when I go to lift all this out, it's like our club sandwich. So I'm squishing the ribbon together as I'm lifting it up, kind of compacting it even more. And then I'm just going to twist what I have, hold the pipe cleaner, but twist the ribbon. And then we are going to, this is a cutting board. I just find it easier. Like I could fluff on the cutting mat, but I need something to hold the ribbon so it doesn't move. So that's why I use cutting board, or if you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you can get them pre-cut in 24 by 24 inch pieces. So it'll just be a little bit wider. It would end right about here. So here to here. And then you just get an 1.5 to 2 inch C-hook screwed into your center of the board. And then you're just going to loop it right on there. So it just kind of holds it and keeps it from sliding off. And then you're just going to separate the tail from this loop, same color. Go to the other side and grab the opposite. So I'm going to bring my loop over here and my tail over here. So looking down, the loops and the tails are directly across from each other. And you're going to keep doing that same pattern all the way around, so that as each layer is going down, it's kind of staggering the colors for you. So here and here. So loop and tail. Gotta go find it to the other side. Here's my tail. Here's my loop. Same thing here. Same thing here. Same thing there. Loop and tail. And then at the top, loop and tail. Now that everything is separated from the top to the bottom, now you get to fluff. You decide where you want the loops to fall in relations to your tails. You can put your tails all on one side. You can have them kind of fall in the middle. Have this one kind of come out to this side. Over here. Pull this one over. Sometimes the tails like to trend back away from where you originally had them. And then here, you need to open these up because we need a 3-dimensional bow and not a 2-dimensional one. And then if you want to put your little arcs back in your ribbon, you just kind of run your hands underneath them, so this way they'll follow the shape of your wreath. And then there you have your bow. Okay. And then to take it off, you just follow it the same way you put it on. So that's all done. Then we'll take a peek at our sign.
Definitely, the sign's a 12 by 12 round.
Yeah, just a 12-inch. So, I'm thinking, I'm gonna turn this around so you guys can see. I just have it sitting here, so that's it in the nutshell in the middle. So I actually believe I'm going to take his bow and put it at the bottom so that it kind of adds to, yeah, make him look like, well, he has a really big bow. Yeah. So first thing I need to do is punch holes in my sign, which I'm going to do with my beadsmith metal hole punch. These are 1.5 millimeter.
Kathy said that you make the most beautiful bows.
They get to be pretty easy. I gotta change it up though. We're gonna do some different bows. We're gonna do some funky bows, and you know, as we start getting closer to Christmas, obviously we're gonna do tree topper bows or gift bows for large items. So this just makes using floral wire 22 gauge just makes it easier to go through that natural burlap. And the easiest way to add it to your sign is just feed it through to the back side. Make sure your wire is even. And then twist from the back to create like a base. So this way it will sit on the back part of the sign and not like pulling your wire out to the side. It just works better this way if you build it from the back. Okay, and I am going to look for some of my center curls where I've removed my pipe cleaners, because I know right below those are my wires. So I'm just going to feed this down, and then I will be readjusting my sign here in a second. So just a twist and a half just to make sure we've kind of got it centered where it needs to be. Trying to make sure I don't go too high. Trying to make sure. Here's my other little. Okay, this one, I can get it down. So this one I can actually get it all the way down, and then I'll pull all those cruffles out from underneath the sign. Okay, so we want to leave the middle ones, the ones that are on the inside, those need to stay. That gives you stability on your sign. But all the other ones, you will just pull out, and then this will form a really nice border for your wreath.
Charlotte said I can't wait to see tree topper bows.
Tree topper bows, those are fun to make. Okay, just like that. They kind of get flattened when you go to put your sign down. But that's why knowing where everything else is. And then he just kind of sits in there really nice. So he's framed by the blue mesh. We need these ones out. There we go. Now he's all nice and flush. Now that changes the bow orientation too. Because when you put your bows at the bottom, you generally want your tails to go at the bottom too. Let me get rid of the wire. It is scratching the bottom of this. Just make sure. This is what I'm doing. I'm just retwisting my wire. Remove that, add that back in, do the same here, and that's what the back looks like. Sometimes you guys always want to know what the back looks like, but there's that. Okay, now let's add our bow. So looking at his face, it's going to kind of go right in between these two. So let's take a peek. I'm going to do one of two things. I'm going to take this stuff for now and I'm going to tuck it underneath, because if I don't for now, the bow's not going to sit properly. So I'm kind of carving out a space for my bow to sit right in here. Put it on my pipe cleaners. And then we're right over a rail. I only think we can have to bring our tails down, but let me see where this falls. You see, this allows our curls to kind of come up underneath his chin, kind of border the sign a bit. If we want, we can kind of ankle them off to the side. To where this is what he looks like now.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that look okay?
Yeah.
From your point of view?
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So let's add a couple more cute little embellishments to the outside. I am going to take the wheat pieces, which again, Hobby Lobby. These are actually called sour gum. So I'm going to pick a couple of these off. There's my other one. And I'm actually going to tuck these in with my, I'm going to go a little bit shorter. The first thing I'm going to do is add these to the center of my bow, a couple of them. Right in here with my wheat colored ribbon. Take this one down a bit. It's always good to use odds. So we're going to do an odd number, like a little triangle. And I'll show you what this looks like in a second. So this is where I'm at with that. And I'm just going to go ahead and tuck a couple more of these around right where I've added my wheat pieces. Thank you for doing that. I was like
a little sky cam.
it is like a sky cam. Thank you. That helps, I'm sure. They're like, oh, up and over peak.
Valerie, the sign is from Jane's Front Door Decor on Etsy.
So I'm just adding these to my little wheat sections. Just Gorilla Gluing the tips and just kind of tucking these into the side of the ribbon. So it looks very wheat-esque. And we'll do one more at the top. Just this way it looks like it's meant to be all the way around, all from the same side. Let me look at your corn pieces. Some of them look like they might be a little too dark. I'm not liking the corn, hun. I'm just gonna leave those, the little wheat pieces in. Something simple, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me put it up on the door so you can see how it looks. This is your standard outdoor door, so even this, same thing. That's what it looks like on the outside. So interior doors look a lot smaller. But there's our scarecrow. He's all ready for fall. Making sure all of our ribbon tail tips are straight.
Thank you, Rita. This has got to go with the wreath. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Rita, for joining us.
See you tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'll be back. Well, private group tomorrow night.
In private group, yeah.
Yeah. I am trying to get one more public group in for the week. Let me grab that. It's a little too long.
Melissa, do you have the Gorilla Glue brand glue gun? Yes, we do. That is the Gorilla Glue gun.
Yes, it actually is.
Yep.
Let me make sure this is straight. Okay, we're all set. There you guys go. Super simple. Really super fun for fall. He's all set. He's ready to go. Any other questions that I can answer for you? Really quick.
Yay. Nope.
Okay. Look for me
so cute.
popping up
Adorable.
probably on Wednesday.
Charlotte asked to see the football close up.
Oh.
Okay.
There's my football.
Yay.
Yeah, all super done. All right, everyone. Well, have a great rest of your night and have a great work week. And I'll talk to you guys probably on Wednesday. Bye, everyone.